I am so excited for the today's session because in the today's session we have an amazing thing. All right, now for the today's event, or you can say the workshop, or you can say amazing insightful session, you would be thinking that what are we having, right? Because obviously the topic says that it's going to be around the Unreal Engine, the virtual reality. But let me give you a quick glance at what are we going to talk about today. Okay, so in our today's session, uh, one that it's basically we are having XR Creator Hackathon. Okay, it's at the middle stage. It's going so great, and we are in the phase two, and at the same time we are starting with the submission as well. So I hope you all are ready with your project because you would be doing some last minute changes, and for that we have today's speaker Ankit for that. And when I talk about the speaker, I say a professional person who would be helping you in the guidance, right? So as you are very much ready for with your projects and at the same time you are having a lot of questions in your mind, we have our today's session. All right. So Ankit would be giving you all the guidance regarding Unreal Engine, the virtual reality. Feel free to ask questions in the comments below. Please utilize the comment section as much as you could for the today's session. That would help you in not just getting your answers, but at the same time might help you for your project as well. Okay. So let me give you a quick introduction of Ankit. Ankit is the founder at Black Panther FX. Okay. And when I say founder, yes, the person who would surely be helping you in understanding that how actually business works and how actually in your particular submission as well, what are things that you must add. All right. So yes, not don't want to waste much time in the introduction. Ankit, over to you. Please give a quick introduction, like tell us something more about you, and then the stage is all yours.
Yep, thanks, Shavi. Hi, guys. I founded this Black Panther FX 5 years back, and I'll just show you and showcase some my showreel. And you can also watch some students' work. We give some training sessions to you guys. So I'll just show you. This is one of my favorite that we have done some small commercial for Tata. There's some kind of teaser thing. So we do all of this in an engine, all the lighting stuff, cinematics. Right. So guys, also we provide some services in many sectors. Like we do VFX jobs, commercials, architecture services, and also we provide some training session also. This is made by some student. This is some kind of short film thing. So you can see some close-ups. right? So this is my YouTube channel, and you can have a look on. You can even see some fake commercials that we have made. Also, you guys, you can watch some tutorials. We have some tutorials that you can watch in Hindi or English. Okay, so let's not time waste more. Thank you so much for my time. I'll just go through an legend, and I've got some questions from you guys. Like, if you guys has some issues with the Navmesh, and some you guys want to learn some smooth locomotion, behavior tree, declarative AI. So we'll talk about this stuff, right? Okay. So I'll just start with the setting up some smooth locomotion. So it's the same thing like it's a third person character and you can play WST. It's a smooth movement, but you guys didn't get with the VR blueprint, right? So like how we can set up this? This is actually very easy, not much uh, difficult. So whenever you guys create a VR blueprint template, you got this stuff, right? So if you see the blueprint, you can see that VR pod. So this is the main blueprint that you use in the level, right? And if you see, guys, this is the input that you see the input nodes, right? So you can add some, let's say, you have some of guys have seen the Oculus Quest or STC Vive. So you can actually map these thumbstick, Vive stick, and all this stuff, right? So this is pre-built MC default in the input setting. So if you open it, you will see the Valve Index, Oculus Vive. So these mapped already you can see in that. So if you see that move and turn, it's already there, right? But in the blueprint, you just need a small SADA. I'll just open it. Blueprint. We have one. So if you see that you see this by default logic, and some of you guys don't know about the blueprint. This basically blueprint is a set of logics which made in C++. So if you guys not highly in C++, use blueprint is easy for you guys. Okay. So I have not set up in this VR in my system, but I'll just explain you how it will work for you guys. Okay. So we need to check this IMC default. We will see the inputs. Like we can cross check if you're using the Oculus Touch thumbstick Y axis, right? And the Oculus Touch and X axis for the movement we need, right? Okay. So you guys, if you guys don't want to teleport, you can just disconnect all this, and I'll just copy this and paste it. Okay. Now a small thing you will notice, this VR pawn has some capsule error and mesh. So whenever you are creating a VR blueprint template, you won't get this. You just need a small setup that you will see in the class settings. So by default, it's there. You just need to type the character. So once you click on the character, you will automatically get the capsule, arrow, and mesh. Because without this, you
Um,
won't get
Hi,
movement in the
Ankit.
Chevy.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. There's just one thing that some of the people were saying that if you could just give a quick basics as well of the Unreal Engine. And the second, is it possible for you to zoom the basically the interface of the Unreal Engine because it's pretty much difficult for them to have a
Yeah,
look. Yeah, all
yeah.
right. Yeah, and also if you could just start with the basic that like why for what all things that people use Unreal Engine for. Yeah, thank you so
Right,
much.
right. So some of, I mean, many of you guys have not experienced Unreal Engine. So it's a basically a game engine, right? But right now if you see the wideness of an engine, right now the filmmakers, artists, architectural relation company, real estate, all of them are using one illusion, because the foundation has no limits in Unreal Engine. Like if you are in the sector of VFX, you can do compositing, you can have the film level quality rendering, and if you see point of view the real estate, so real estate has now VR and AR thing, which only the Unreal has that feature. Like market has all more game engines like Unity and all, but Unreal Engine is now the top one because of the quality and because of the easy to learn, right? So if you see point of the filmmakers right now, if you, let's say you do the Blender, so Blender doesn't have much market, but right now the Unreal has the variety of the marketplace. You can get the foliage easily, you can have the Quixel library, so you can easily create of sets, you can create easily of mountains, forest, so it's very easy to use, right? And Unreal Engine is not much harder for you guys. I'll just explain you in this that way that you will find that it's very easy to learn, right? So it's like the user interface looks a little difficult for you guys, but I'll just explain you. This is the viewport, right? Which it's like a 3D world in real life, and it's infinite, right? So whatever you create a scene, you will have to see in the viewport, and what you will see in this viewport, it's a final output. So it's not like you do render in like in the Blender 3D Max, it's real time, right? Okay, so this is the first stuff that you need to check, right? And right now on the right side, you see the outliner. So outliner shows you whatever in the scene you see. Like you see the direction light, fog, sky, skylight. Everything whatever we need, it's in the scene. Like if I add a cube, you will see it, right? So you can select it direct in the scene, or you can select it from here, right? And now the logic we need to think, like this is the light, and I want to change some parameter, I want to see the parameter, right? So the third panel has the detail panel. So the detail panel has, you will see the location, rotation and rotation scale because of a transform. Every game engine has this, because if you are in the environment, maybe the cube you want to change the location, so you need to check the location. You can see that like location, right? So this is the transform panel, and it says for the same everything. If I select the direction light, you it will show you skylight. Every table has the same thing, right? Now the difference in the light has some intensity parameter, color parameters, and source angles, but cube doesn't have this. So cube has some different parameters. So if you notice that, guys, I mean, if you select the cube, it has so many parameters. But if you are doing the, let's say you're just making the environment, you don't need to get in much settings. Maybe the two settings are for enough for you guys. If you're from the gaming one, you need to get some more detail in the gaming. Like you need to admit the simulate physics. If you're from the gaming point of view, you will also gonna change the settings on the collision, lighting, rendering, all this stuff, right? But you're just making a set, you don't need to get into the much settings. So if you select the lighting, Lighting has also so many features, right? So this is the third panel details. So this is the easy way that this is viewport, outliner, and detail panel, which is logical. Now the fourth panel is a content browser. So it's like a library. Right now, if you guys work in 3ds Max or Blender, it's like you can directly pick the textures, pick mesh or file from directly in your Explorer in your library. But content browser like a own library. If anything you want to use in the scene, you need to add in the content browser. So let's say I want to add a cube from Blender, right? So I'll just open the Blender. So whatever, if it's a texture, if it's a mesh, if it's a material, you need to create or add in the content browser. It's like your own library. And if you keep 100 things in content browser, you can use it any of them. And it doesn't mean that if you have 100 things in the content browser, it shows you the outliner. Outline shows you only the thing that has in the viewport, right? Okay. So I just export this. And always, guys, make a folder. It will be easy for you for your future that you carry things or you maintain things, because in the industry you need to follow the folder structure. So let's say this is a mesh. So it just shows you this panel. If I'm importing FBX, it shows you different settings. And if you import OBJ or a different uh, extension, it shows you different setting. Import, right? So before using Unreal, I need to import things in the content browser. So it's your like own library. It's like a wardrobe. Now I can use it, right? Okay. Now, if you guys are from who's doing Max or Blender, so you see, notice the material thing. You can directly change the material, right? But Unreal works in a different way. You just need to right click and create a material in your content browser. So I'll just type sample material, right? And if you see the parameters, not much different. Base, metallic, specular roughness, right? You see in Blender Max also, right? And now, if you need to add color, you need to learn about the constant. These are the basically three constant you need to use. Actually, not three, just two. Constant is enough. One is constant, and the another one is constant three. If you guys are from basic to advanced, you need to learn some simple notes like multiply, right? So we'll add later this, right? So let's say if you want to add the color, this is the constant 3 because of it has 3 value. You see the RGB and XYZ. That's why it's a has constant 3, right? And this is execute pin. Whenever you see the white pin, it's execute pin, right? If I add in the base color, I can make a color red and apply. And now if you want to change the metallic specular, so if you notice that it has the value only, but if you see the color, it has the color, right? So that means you need to uh, get some idea if showing your color. That means maybe we can use to constant 3, or if it's showing your value, that means we need a constant. So if I add in this roughness, by default set 0, but you can see it shows you the full reflection, and hit apply, save, right? So now I have this material in the content browser. So if I want to add this, just drag and drop, and if I want to add on this, just drag and drop, right? So it's very simple. So if you guys are very basic in an engine, you don't need to get into in higher setting. You with the simple setting, you can do things, right? And the third thing, we see the texture, right? So let's say we need texture. So again, if I want to add any texture, I need to add first in the content browser. Import texture. See, now if I have this in content browser, I can simply drag and drop in the material. So if you notice, that has the RGB, alpha, and RGB. So I can simply add to base color, hit apply. See, and now if you want to change the tiling of it, there is a simple node, texture, coordinate. You can make it 5 and hit apply. Right? You can add a metallic also. Then you want to make the metal. Just add again one more constant and make this 0.8 and apply. See, so there with this basic constant, you can create some simple material. So did you find that it's easy? There are 4 panels, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And now the content browser has so many things, thousands of plus stuff, that if you guys are from gaming, maybe you will need to create some particles. But whatever you're creating, you need to create in the content browser. You're right. So if it's a foliage thing, animation stuff, or maybe some AI thing, or every stuff you need to create. Even the like in the Max or Blender, you directly create animation in the timeline. But in this, you create this level sequence. With this, you can simply create the simple animation, right? I'll just show you in a simple way. So let's find the camera angle first, whatever you like. So if you see these 3 lines, the option has the create camera, sign camera actor. So whatever angle you decide, it will create a camera angle here, right? And now this, if you click on the perspective, it shows you a camera, right? Like in Max, Maya, Blender, it's same thing. Like you see the top, bottom, left, right, and now you can see a camera, right? And in this camera now you can move accordingly if you want to change a little angle of it, right? Also, the camera has many settings, like there's film back settings. You can make this to DSLR. If you guys from filmmaking background, you will get it. You can change the lens settings, focus settings. See, we have focal length also. If you guys are not much about the lenses, so simply you can change the 50 or 80, anything you want. And you visit it, looks a little blur. You can change it by just clicking it on this, right? Okay, let's find that I got this camera angle and focus is also fine for me. Okay, now if you want to make the screenshot, there is a shortcut key F9. You can just simply get the screenshot with F9. And if you want to make a more high screenshot, we have another option, high resolution screenshot. Whatever you add, 2, 3, 4, 5, it makes multiply the resolution, right? Now we will create a small animation. We'll create a full sequence. So in cinematic, you will find the level sequence. And whenever you guys doing the sequence, always keep the name short 01, short 02. Like this is how industry work. So once you double click, this is also easy. This is your timeline, and this is where you keep the camera and object. Right. Now you want to add this camera in the sequencer. You can just simply drag and drop. And whenever you drag and drop, it automatically create the camera card and the camera. And let's make a key on a 0, another key on the 150, and the camera view I'll move. I'll give the animation. So guys, if you notice, I move in the scene, but animation didn't work. So always cross check this key has to be on. If this key is not on, that won't work. Right. Now I can move in the scene and it will create a anime. And I can just simply render. And this is the how you render things. This is for rendering. Click and you can change the okay. So this is the render movie setting. This is the old one, right? But people doesn't use much this now. So what industry using? If you go to the plugins, type movie render queue. Just on this and restart. You will see some different render settings, and that will be easy for you to render. Right. You can ask any question, guys, if you have any in the chat. Chavi, are you there?
Yeah, Ankit.
Yeah, hi Chavi. Just wanted to check if you find any question because I can't see any.
N Not now. People were having like they were enjoying the session for now.
Okay.
But yes, on that note, just want to say that if you guys have any question, please feel free to put it in the comments below. It would help not just you but also to us to understand what all issues or what sort of problems that you guys are facing. And at the same time, we would be taking up all the question around 9:25. So yes, feel free to put up. Yeah, Ankit, we can carry on.
Okay.
Also, just one thing, Ankit, if you could also, like after a while, if you could also talk about the things that one should keep in mind while making any sort of project, I would say, as a beginner. Like, for example, if I am a beginner and I'm making my first project, which industry should I pick and what sort of project should I pick that would actually enhance my resume or my portfolio? And also, just one question just came up, what is the difference between Unity and Unreal Engine? I have actually seen personally this question n number of times, so would love to understand your views as well on it.
Right. Even guys, I'm doing Unreal like once they launched Unreal 4, and that time I was also using the Unity. So that time Unreal Engine was not so good. Unreal in that way is in the progress, but Unity was much better that time because that library resources you will tutorials you will find so many things. And now Unreal has catch all the stuff because of the quality, because Unity doesn't provide you much quality, and it's so so technical that you will find it's hard actually. And Unreal, it's by default it shows you high quality things, and it's easy for you guys just to you add stuff and you will already find that quality looks nice. And Unity also works in JavaScript and C Sharp. So for gamers also who are beginners, they find a little difficult to create some small games also. But in Unreal, if you see that there are so many templates, which is very easy. You can just simply add a little more code. You will get some shooter game. You will get the endless runner game, right? And as if I compare Unity and Unreal, Unreal is foundation are much higher. Right now, if you see the filmmakers using Unreal Engine, so you will see that foundation and the limit that the quality of the content, because that time on Max Blender filmmaker was like they have no idea about the ninja. But now if you see the quality of Unreal, you will get the filmmaking quality. Even you will can get the some CG film shot, and you can do some VFX jobs. Like I can show you on my YouTube channel what I have done. This was the commercial for police what I've done. So this is what they've shot, and in the background I need to add some mountains, trees. So once the train goes from out the tunnel, you will see guys. Okay, now you will see that the mountains, tree, lake. This is from Unreal Engine, right? And also I can show you some one more thing. I've also made this short in Unreal. This is 2 year back. So if you guys are create from see this also. I just recreate this short like Brahmastra. So the quality of the particle, this
Just
Unity.
one thing I wanted to ask that if you'll say that as a beginner, how much time would that actually take or for me to get start with the learning part, and also how much time as a advanced developer it took for you to make these projects, especially that Shiva one. Yes.
Right. So if you see this short, I don't think I need this a day for to create this. I can create this in an hour. It's just
Oh
about
my
the
goodness.
see. This is a stone, the ground. If you have an idea about the stone, see it's always about the content. Like you need to plan your content. Like you see stuff, the character, fire, and this mountain rock, right?
Got it.
And if you're a modeler texture, you know how much time it will take to create this rock, or you're not modeler, then you can find you can quick sell. So you know like how much time I need to find the content or create content, right? So I always suggest don't create content right now. Unreal is also expanding this library, so always find the content before start this project, any project actually. So
That's
always.
good.
Mhm.
And one question is coming that in Unity we have occlusion culling, I guess. Yeah. Occlusion culling. What's the alternative of it in Unreal Engine? If you would.
Now the Unreal has another big feature about the occlusion.
Okay.
You can actually bake a map and it works with the lighting. I It will take a little time, but I can show you the it's a occlusion. Always guys check roadmap whenever Unreal launch new version. You will see. So right now the Unreal is a material based ambient occlusion, right? You can simply bake. You just need to unwrap the model, and also this simulate with the lighting. If you see that in the direction light, you thought that it won't see, it will work fine. And you don't need to make this in Blender. You can just simply go to the modeling tool and bake. So this is the big texture. Now you can select the band normal, face normal, or ambient occlusion. You can just simply bake and add in your material, and it will give you much better quality and details. Yes, Shavi. Anything, Shavi? Any one more
Oh yeah,
question?
just one more question is coming that what are the programming languages I would need to learn for Unreal Engine? As we know about JavaScript, C Sharp. For Unity, what about Unreal Engine?
If you guys want to learn about the for Unreal Engine, you need to learn the C++. But right now, if you guys check the Epic Marketplace, right now everyone is making the logics, blueprint logics. Like if you want to create a multiplayer game, you don't need a coding. You can easily find so many blueprint logics for if you want to create a server or any logic. I feel that every logic is on the marketplace, and every logic you can find on the YouTube or Google. So don't need to get into the coding. But if you want to learn, you can go for the C++, right? Python is also few people learning, but that is for some machine learning or all. If you guys are interested, but C++ is the base of Unreal, right? I've done so many
Oh,
VFX. I've done some small games also, and I've never done the coding because I feel that every logic you can find, even you can create any interaction with the blueprint. Like this is also Lopolicare. I tried this 7 year back. So with small logics, you can create this stuff.
nice. So here we go with the next question. It's coming that both project types using different king of lighting, like VR project, lack of ray tracing. I would say if you can just switch to the screen and have a look to this one. This question is pretty huge.
Yeah,
Yes.
this
Yeah, lack of ray tracing and global illumination, but why and how can we make VR projects more realistic?
both project
I
type.
guess he was referring to one of the videos or projects you might have uh, like shown. Yes.
Okay. So the thing is, guys, that VR has a stereotype rendering, right? and Windows has a different rendering thing. Now the thing is, if you guys go for the standalone, maybe the Quest standalone, have you seen? You directly just connected, and you can see the stuff. So you will see that there is no environment or game that has much higher quality because there's so many foundations. You can't use the ray tracing thing. But if you connected your VR your system machine, right now Anil has so many features. Like right now you can use some ray tracing stuff. Right now that's why Anil has lot the Lumion because ray tracing has so many foundation. Right now you can use the Lumion feature which is the more better than the ray tracing.
Got it.
Right. So for VR project, if you made any project for PC, then go for the Lumen.
Okay. The next is why we are not using ray tracing. What is the alternative for VR in Unreal?
That Anil has already deprecated the ray tracing, so you won't find the ray tracing in future. Only the Lumen and ray tracing is mixed up. So I'll show you.
Perfect.
If you
Yes.
process, right, and now let's go down globalization method. Let's see another. Okay, so it's a game template. That's why it's not showing. I'll just create a new template. You can create any film, architectural, automotive. These three have many rendering features by default on, but big games doesn't have any ray tracing or lumen feature on, right? So I'll just make this blank. So whenever you see some details of any light or any post processing, you will see some in the bracket there is a deprecated. That means that feature is going to remove. Okay. So this is our post processor. See, if Anil, you see the Anil 5.5, you won't see the Anil. Now the Lumen has so many better feature. Even the Lumen has in the new version that has a screen trace. So this you will get the ray tracing level of quality reflection, right? I'll just go through few settings that your project will be have more quality, right? I'll just give you a small example for the better reflection and ray tracing. Let's create a and also get one WSDR also so that you will be see rendering feature. Okay, so this is my sphere. I'll just simply add the skylight. I'll make this movable and I'll add the HRI in this. Okay, I'll just create a metallic material as well. And I can use the HRI backdrop as well instead of skylight. Okay, so now the thing is, see my HRI has much better quality, but I can see high reflection on this sphere. I'll also change this HDRI. See, it's blur, right? So what feature and what settings you need to change for the better reflection? I'll show you that. So the first stuff, always you need to check in the mesh. If you double click on a mesh, there is a panel, right? So first you need to disable the init because it has optimization thing. So I'll just apply. And now if you go to the build setting, there is an option called the use high precision, and many of them are not aware of this setting. If you just change this, make this turn on and apply, you can see the difference. Just apply, and also gonna change the post process, reflection. Just a second, guys. HDRI skylight. Right now the cube map resolution is by default 128, right? Increase this for the better reflection quality. Now you will see much higher reflection, right? So this is few settings you need to always keep in your mind, and also shows you in the material. If you select this big panel and if you type the reflection, there's also a few small settings that people doesn't much aware about. This high quality reflection, make this on and apply. So then in your scene, your model, you will get proper lighting, proper reflection. And this also works for VR also. If you guys from making anything for VR, always check this setting. This in the mesh, material and the poster setting. Yes. Yes, Shavi. Any other question? You can make also 2048 for the much more better reflection. Hello. And this is another one for setting lower hemisphere solid color. If you want to make If you're not able to see the complete reflection, make this turn off, lower hemisphere solid color. Now you can see the proper reflection, right? So always keep this setting in your mind. Anything else, guys?
I guess that's all they had in more resolution takes more time to render. That was one question.
Didn't more relation. Yeah, definitely, guys. If you want to make higher settings, always take brain time, and also just go through the render settings for you guys that you can maybe it can save your time. So let's say, so always GPG saves time, default rendering, analyzing. These settings actually, if you understand, this is the main setting that can save your time or not, right? So by default settings, you can keep 1 by 8 and over 8. It's actually a base settings. If you want more higher and higher anti-aliasing, you can go for the 116, right? 116 is enough for you guys if you are guys making any level. But if you guys doing for the architectural version, you can go for the 32 max, right? Another setting you can keep game override. This is for another setting which make your project has better quality. And anything? No. Okay. Always try to render 38402160 4K render. And if you want to save your time in your project, let's say you're making a whole scene, the mountains and the whole forest, I will suggest you everything has to be nanite. You can keep actually nanite everything. That will save a lot of time. If any mesh has nanite, not nanite, then it will take your time also. For the architecturalization purpose, you can keep nanite off. But if you guys doing any environment, the whole forest, you need to keep your mind that everything has to be nanite, right? Yes, sir. I think that will help.
Yes, I guess you have answered all of the questions. And yes, if anyone would be having any other question, please feel free to sh like ask him any sort of question on LinkedIn as well. Apart from this, Ankit, before we end, anything more you want to share? Any tricks or tips in Unreal Engine you want to share with the audience that would actually help them in their project? Because right now the hackathon is going on and they have like just 6 to 7 days left for the submission. So any last minute tricks and tips they should have a look to. Yes.
Yes, guys, as I told you, if you want to save your time for render, so you can make sure this everything has to be in right. And also sometimes you feel that your project has crashed and you don't know the solution. Always check the device output log. It shows you a red line. It will show you that why your project is crashing, right? And other tips and tricks. Always, sometime project crashed and you have not saved anything and you miss so many things, right? It's like a backup. I'll show you one my previous project. This is a small kind of shot I was trying to make, and it has so many. See this thing, and okay. So by default, your project has crashed and you don't know the solution. Always check the auto save. It has so many things that by default it's create a auto file, and you can just copy it from here and paste it to your content. You will get your level, and also any asset you have lost it, you can copy it from here and you can save it in your content browser. You will get a level, right? Also, from the point of saving your time, let's say you are making a whole big scene and your scene is lagging, right? So in that case, you can actually two things. First thing, that you can decrease the scalability, make it lower medium, just to see in the viewport. Because just for the viewport, if I make the medium, that it will show a little low quality, but once you render, it will show you high quality. So this is only the purpose of you are getting low FPS. Another thing you can do for the scene, you can actually screen percentage. You can load on the screen percentage. Right. So if you go to this thing, screen percentage, and you can make it 80 or 90, you will get much more higher FPS. It will smoothly move in your scene. Right. And always cross check roadmap. Let's say Unreal has launched new version, Unreal 5.1. You can just type roadmap. Because guys, in before founded this Black Panther FX, I worked with the Red Chilies, Egg, and so many companies. So actually, always you will see the documentation that will always help. See, you can see all the version and rendering features, whatever they improve. So let's say right now the version is 5.5.1, right? Simply type 5.5.1. Yes, so you can actually see feature by feature, whatever feature they have introduced. So that will definitely help in your project. So let's say if you check the rendering thing, they have improved the orthographic rendering, and you can check the new spatial temporal denoiser. They have released local exposure feature, and also guys, right now the Anil is also working with mobile devices, so they are planning to get Vulkan ray tracing for the mobile version also. I think that will work also in the VR also once it's published properly. So see, if you see the new feature, you can just simply click and it will show you what feature they have improved. So they have improved the reflection with lumen. See, whatever they improved, it will shows you in the zip. And also, I think you guys are aware about the Niagara stuff. You can try that. Spline meshes, landscape. Also, if you guys have it tried motion design, we provide some courses for the motion design also, like what we'll have complete new feature. And also, one more project I will show you. So if you see this, I have actually wanted the best quality in Unreal. So always, when I'm creating project, always just make sure you will get high detailed material, and always check that material should has so many tail. While I was making this scene in 5.4, I think 5.3, actually the scene was lagging in the scene. Even this is a small project. You can go for the product also. This is one of by the student, and this one also cross check it. I love to create some cinematics. So that's why the nanite feature, if you see, I have done so many big projects, and that time nanite was not there in the nanite. So you can't create big scene. So you need to face some lagging issue. You need to sometimes get some lower FPI. You can, as I explained to you, that you can play with the screen percentage. Then smoothly your scene will work. Yes, Chavi, I think that will help.
Yes, exactly. Before we end, just one last thing is, can you help us in understanding what's the difference between PCG biome and PCG graph?
So it's not actually a big difference. PCG biomes has basically, if you go to the plugins, the PCG. So PCG biome sample has you will always check the plugin, guys. So once you open the plugin, you will get the map file, you will get the blueprint sample also in the map, and you can easy to learn for you guys like how they are working. And PCG graph basically it's like a blueprint logics that you need to, because before they launched the PCG graph, now the PCG biomes has another new features. There are so many new things that you can learn. We have courses from the PCG if you want to learn. We have courses for the gaming and interaction for VR, right? So not much different in that. So just PCG BAMS is a new thing, which is has different parameters. Like you can simply create. It will shows you here. Once you on the plugin, you will see the PCG biomes sample. So it's like how you create sequence. It's like they have given you a new feature like PCG biomes, and you can simply populate things in the scene. Yes.
That was indeed great, and I guess we have answered all of the questions, and at the same time, that was a really, really great session, I must say, because in this particular session, the participants were not just able to clear their doubts, but at the same time would have a glance at what sort of power that comes into the picture with Unreal Engine. So you helped us understanding at the same time the even I also didn't knew much that Unreal Engine is really great for the beginners. Even people used to say that Unity is far better than Unreal Engine when it comes to the beginners. So yes, that was really great and to learn something new to me as well. Just I guess one last question we can take. This would be the one last question because we are already going over time. Just one thing, if we can wrap it up in like 1 to 2 minutes. Yes. Can you please
Okay.
put some light on water plugin as well? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
First, we need to add the water plugin. Okay. Sometimes it takes time to compile shaders. So we don't need to worry about this.
So basically, the issue is what Praful is facing is the Praful is saying that we are trying to simulate ocean with beach and trying to make it look like Indian Ocean, properties like color and density.
Color intensity of the water.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you guys want to change the lake, actually it's a little hard to find the material, but just not much harder, right? So this is, I'll just give you the little. Okay. This is the first settings we see water, right? You don't need to get in the setting. This is not for you. This is the tone curve settings, which helps you to get depth in the water. And this is a wave. So this there's a blueprint called the water wave asset reference. If I remove this, you won't get any waves on this, right? This actually help you to create waves in a different way. Like the Indian Ocean, you get some waves. So you add this, and churnation water waves actually helps, right? Now you will get wavelengths, amplitude, and direction. Like if I make this 90 and make this 200 or maybe 45 and mix wavelengths maybe 5000, right? So this actually help you to get some feel like of the Indian Ocean. Amplitude can be one.
Can we add some glow like a magic liquid as well in this? Why
Magic,
these properties only?
magic liquid as well.
Can we add the can we add some sort of glow in the water?
Yeah, of the sun.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just remove the sun and sky. Also, this feature exists for you guys. If you guys are not uh, great in lighting, this is the environment mixer. This asks you like what lighting settings you want. You select it and just create it. And I'll make the rotation of the cell. I'll just hide it volumetric form just to show you the sun glare. See, so you will get the sun glow. And also, if you want to change the color, because this color doesn't look to Indian Ocean, right? Just select the water, and in the search type water, and you will see so many materials. But what material you need to change? This is actually what material lake you need to change. So if you go to this material tab, you will have scale, and if you want to change the color, go to the water shade, and another one is, yeah, I think this is, so make it 5 5. No, I think this is not the one. Yeah, this is the absorption and the scattering. These settings works actually with this. So if I make it 1 1 1, always work in the numbers, because color doesn't work much nicer. Because if you see, notice this shows you 150, 350, or 10, and definitely if you change it from here, that won't work nice. So what I do, normally it's 8. I'll just make the 50, 50 and 50 first, and you can make this 3 or 2, and now you can little add the blue in it. 100, you can make this 20 or 80. Yes, so this is kind of thing you can play with it, and I can reduce more blue in this. And you can little add like this. Yes, right. So this will help you to change the color. This now to
That's
work.
really good. I guess this I guess this actually helps them getting the answer. And yes, with that note, I would say like thanks a lot for joining in today. That was really like much needed session. And like Praful also like replied that yes, that's hugely helps. So yes, thanks a lot, and especially answering all the questions, and at the same time sharing really great tips and tricks. And I guess Praful, like with that small trick, Praful's project's gonna look so much great now. Yeah. But with that note, also, I'm gonna just take one more second and gonna share Ankit's LinkedIn again in the chat below. Please feel
Yeah.
free to connect with him on LinkedIn. And yes, that is one of the ways that you can connect with him. And also, if you are looking for some help, if you are looking for some more guidance, feel free to text him. At the same time, he has some really, really great work. Check out his YouTube channel as well. But yeah, at the same time, I want to say that thanks a lot, Ankit, for joining in. That was really great having you, and hopefully you also loved it.
Yep, definitely. Thank you so much for having in this session. This is my first time actually in this webinar session.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that like obviously like I personally have seen a lot of developers like developing some really great stuff, but actually not getting much I can see opportunities to come and share their skills, knowledge. So I'm also glad about that part that you joined us today to contribute to especially XR Creator Hackathon, which is in collaboration with Wave Summit, Ministry of Information Broadcasting, Wavelaps, XDG Mumbai, and like XDG and like Bharat XR. I'm glad about it, and yes, again, thanks a lot. Would love to see you again in the future session. Till the time, for the people, I hope you guys are very much excited for the phase three. Hope to see your amazing submissions coming in our like form super soon. Would be sharing the Google form with you guys over the mail. by tonight. And yes, would be looking forward to your amazing project. To the time, thanks a lot. Take care. And yes, thanks again, Ankit, for joining today.
Thank you, Savi. Thank you so much, Savi. Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Thank you.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
guys. See you
Bye bye.
guys. Bye bye.